Now, being that the number one rule in prison is respect, and being that even if you're a neutron, you're due that. Do you think that it's better to be a neutron or to be a gang member?
Me personally, I prefer to be the gang member just because, like, you'll have somebody that'll have your back. You know, you'll have somebody that's watching out for you too, and you know they can help you along your way, through your process, through your, through your sentence and stuff, through your bid. So, like, you can always have somebody that you can lean to, you can go to. Because being by yourself in there, bro, you alone, and like you can never know. Some stuff can pop off, and you could just be by yourself, and it might be a gang in them. But as long as you got a homeboy or you're a member of some type of organization, bro, you always have help. You have help. So,
Okay. Have you ever seen any situations where the neutrons or a neutron actually held his own against the gang, or do they usually fold it up, lay it down?
I came across some people. They stand their own, but then, like I said, it's a numbers game, bro. So like you tend to get outnumbered. So once them numbers form, bro, like sure, you kind of through. Like you can only go so far. Like, but they gonna respect you though, cause you stood on your 10. But other than that, bro, like you gonna eventually like crumble, cause there's gonna be too many of them. So,
Okay. Have you seen any neutrons get out?
have I seen? No.
Like, and what I mean by that is actually go from coming into the institution, a neutron, seeing that the gang movement and everything, and seeing how if they get into beef or any issues or any altercation, they don't have no help. They say, you know what, I'm gonna conform to this gang lifestyle. I want to get on with blood. I want to get on with Crip.
I haven't seen it. Me personally, in my experience, like I said, it goes back to like I said, like everybody else's experience is different. So I haven't came across it personally, but I'm pretty sure that does happen occasionally because a lot of these guys, they either come in here, they either new to the system, or like they ex-gang members or whatever the case may be. They might be ex-affiliated or whatever. They might have got X'd out, so they on the island by themselves. But I have yet to see somebody come across and just be like, yeah, I'm a neutron. I want to get down with the set, whatever the case. I have yet to see it, but I'm pretty sure that does go down though.
And you just mentioned something. You said some of these guys are X'd out. What does it mean to be X'd out?
So that means like, bro, like you get kicked out the organization, like, bro, you get kicked out the gang or whatever they may be. So it might just be you might did some shady shit, or like you just like, bro, I want to get out. So in order to get out for the blood, excuse me, it's blood in, blood out. So blood got to be shed, bro. So you'll get punched on, whatever, however they want to do it, shoot out, whatever, treason, whatever, however they want to do it. So you get kicked out, and like you no longer be the set. So you can't come back around and just be like, oh, I'm banging, I'm doing this and stuff like that. Like you lost the privileges, like no more.
And then at that point, are you forced to go check in the PC? Can you still stay in GP? What is it? Are the Bloods actually like applying pressure to you, or is it just like out of sight, out of mind?
It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. It's just really you just want to stay away from it. Like don't do anything that'll alarm them pretty much. So it's just like basically, bro, just go do you, but remind you, bro, like you can't come back around gang. Like if some stuff go off, like some shit pop off, you can't come back around and just be like, oh, bro, I'm banging and stuff like that. You gave that up when you got X'd out, so you no longer a part of the organization. Like you don't bang them.
Okay. And then as far as like your stay at the feds, go ahead and continue telling us what more is going on. So you come in, you're introduced to your gang, right? Or you're approached by your gang, and then from there you go into a meeting, correct?
Correct.
What are they telling you in this meeting again?
So like me, when I first got off the bus or whatever, so I get approached. First I get approached by my race. So they introduce ourselves.
Not to cut you off, do you remember the first gentleman or the first guy to approach you?
Yeah.
When you hit the prison?
Yeah, it was actually one of my homeboys that I actually was in the same housing unit, D unit in Tallahatchie. It was my homeboy Dom. He a 6 dude run. So he introduced me. He introduced me to another homie that's a blood. He from West Coast and shit like that. My nigga Twan. So they all formed around us, all the blacks. I was introduced to some of my other homeboys that I met in Tallahatchie. Shout out to Spurt and them boys too, man. Free Jack, free Miles Waller. So I got introduced to them. So I get in there, they introduced me, let me know how the pod works, everything like that. This who. or whatever, they ask me like, bro, what you need? We got a care package for you. You know, we got food, we got hygiene, we got clothes, we got shoes, we got everything for you. So they just let me know like this what goes down in the pod. Like, you know, this TV is for the blacks, this TV is for the whites, this TV for the Mexicans. You know, we go to chow and stuff like that at this time. They let me know like, bro, everything cool, everything good. Everybody, it's just more of like a respect thing. So, you know, you can do you or whatever, just, you know, respect everything and respect everything around you type shit. So that was kind of pretty much how the meeting went down. Like the next day or whatever, because when I got in, it's gonna be last count. So last count, we finna go on lockdown and stuff like that. So for the night, so they like the next day or whatever, we're gonna introduce you to, you know, to the blood homies and stuff like that.
Are you nervous?
Nah, I ain't nervous. I'm like, man, I'm in here. I'm with gang and and stuff like that. Cause I already knew some of the people from the last holding facility that came in. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm ready for this and shit like that. I'm like, I'm trying to see what this is about. Cause in my mind, like I said, I got my own perspective of how prison works, whatever the case. I know everybody else be like, man, this is how prison works. This is how it's functioning. This is how it go down. But mind you, I'm in the medium. I'm in the medium high type shit. Like the facility that I was at. It used to be for the high, like that used to actually be for the high, like for the high inmates and stuff like that. So they switched it up. So like,
when you say high, you mean like high maximum security
okay. Yeah, my fault. High max security. So they switched it up. So like when I came in, they converted into a medium prison. So it's a mix with medium and high, and they moved the high maximum guys. They moved to another facility. So we took over their facility.
And the guys that you're around, majority of them, what are they locked up for? Do you know? Or I know you said rule number one. Well, the rule number one is respect, but also it's just an unspoken rule that you don't ask anybody what they're in there for.
Right.
But do you have any knowledge of what some of these guys are in there for?
Some of them, like, they got pistol cases, so they got a 922C and stuff like that. They got pistol cases, or you know, they got caught with some type of dope, whether it be methamphetamine, it might be, you know, it might be ice, it might be fit, it all depends. So they got like drugs, they got drug cases, dope cases, they got pistol cases, pretty much. That's most of them. And some of them, you know, they depart.
Okay.
It's a mix up. It's just like a variety of episodes, man. It's a bunch of them. It's mixed up. So.
At any point, did you run into anybody who's in there for the same thing that you're in there for?
Yep. Yeah, I came across some. So.
And as far as the time that they got, are you seeing some football numbers? Are you hearing some football numbers? Or is everybody around everybody got about the same amount of time?
Everybody got the same. So for those that are in there for me, like, so even for the illegals themselves, they get up to like, I think like a minimum or maximum of like 5 or whatever the case. So they might do that and then they might go. But I haven't seen nobody get like football numbers. Only reason why they stuff is like that, because usually when they get caught, they get shipped back. Now, if they come back, then they do their time here in America and then they ship them back. So they don't throw out like football numbers there. Pretty much, they let them do their time, because it's a unfortunate situation how some of these countries are ran and stuff like that. I learned that too. That it's actually worse over there than it is here. Most of them have like an easy living here. Like this is life for them. So they feel tortured when they gotta go back to their country and stuff like that. They'll prefer to be in here and live good in prison than go back to where they is. So that's better than doing time. It's better than time over here in their own country.
How'd you learn that?
So talking with them, and my OG's breaking it down to me like, man, you know, some of these guys, they come from unfortunate living situations and stuff like that. They're not used to, you know, getting 3 meals a day, getting medical treatment, watching free cable and all that type of stuff. These people go back to their country and they don't have anything. Like they scrambling for the scraps and stuff like that. They don't have, to them, it's like legitimately, like it's like living in a resort here compared to living in their own country where they don't have anything, they don't have much. So they prefer to live in prison and be in prison and make commissary and, you know, watch TV, go out the rec, get 3 meals a day, get a job, all that type of stuff, than be in their own country and don't have anything.
And what are you doing throughout most of the day to keep you busy when you first get in there, at least?
So what you probably be doing, like I said, you probably be meeting around with the guys and stuff like that. You know, people introducing themselves, and letting them know who they are and stuff like that. Probably watching TV, probably watching sports, whatever. For sports, you probably playing spades, you probably playing chess, checkers, probably get on the tablet, probably check in with your family or whatever the case may be. Like that's how usually first day go. You just pretty much getting a feel for the environment.
And then as far as getting a feel for the environment, what are you seeing around you as far as like age group goes? Is it a lot of youngsters? Is it a lot of like older people? Or is it just like a mixture of both? What are you seeing?
I'm seeing mostly older cats. It's more older, like the OGs and stuff like that. Like it's some old heads in there. Like in the pod that I was in the unit that I was in, it was mainly like OGs, but it was only a few handful of youngsters and stuff like that. It was maybe like 5 or 7 of us, and that's including myself.
And the OGs that are in there, what are they saying to you guys? So I know you said that you guys had the meeting. Are they coming to you and speaking to you after the meeting, and still dropping game on you, or are they pretty much just putting you out there in the water and seeing if you can swim?
Nah, they dropping gems on me. So like I said, I got a blood homie. His name Twan. He from San Bernardino, California. So he found out I was blood. He was just like, oh yeah, you come out the bus. We got another homie. He like, we got another homie and shit like that. He like, yo man, like come chop it up with me and type of that shit, Roo. So he pulled me into my cell. He got to breaking it down and shit to me. He asked me like, like what I'm in here for and all that type of shit. Like what you got going on. Like how much time you got left, whoop. And I'm like, I'm breaking it down to him. He like, yeah, I'm gonna drop the knowledge on you. He started giving me game and shit. Like he asking me questions. He asked me about my knowledge and shit. He like, okay. So he was just like, yeah, so pretty much you on point with it, but it's like a blend of both. You got West Coast knowledge and you got East Coast knowledge, but he was just like, your knowledge, most of it sounds like it's from the East Coast, but I'm gonna just put you on to the West Coast since I've been from the West Coast and that's where it originated from. So, he dropping knowledge on me. He like, yeah, Roo, he like, I got anything that you need type shit. I'm gonna introduce you to the other blood homies and shit like that. The tomorrow and shit. We got to the yard and shit. And shit like that.
So he's having motion. Okay. Is he one of the first ones to that actually showed you a green dot in there, or that you actually seen working hand in hand with a green dot?
He ain't showed me because, like I said, when I was there, we didn't have so many of those. Like we feel me, but he did point me into the right direction to know like other people that's having motion in there. So like we had our homie, our head like homie, he ran the yard actually. So Esda, shout out to him too. Like he ran the whole yard and shit like that. So he the guy that was having motion. So anything that I needed or whatever the case may be, I was gonna talk to Esda and shit.
And in the feds, is there a lot of knife play, or like let me go ahead and change what I said there. Is there a lot of, I guess you could say a lot of gunplay? Is there a lot of gunplay going on in the feds, or is it more so just fighting? Or they do which is going on? Or are you seeing a lot of lock and sock, or lock on the belt action? Go ahead and explain. Just tell us what is your experience like?
I'm gonna give y'all a code, man. We got Sosas, we got Shanks. We got a lot of stuff going on. So
what's a Sosa?
Sosa, man. It's one.
Shout out Sosa, man.
Yeah, shout out Sosa, man. Man, it's a blick, man. It's an extender. You feel me, called? But man, it's a blick. I done came across. I done seen people get caught with them. You feel me? But where we was at on our yard, we didn't have a lot of that play. It was more so in the other type of prison. So you might like, I'm just saying from my experience. I'm not saying that it didn't go on where I was at, but it was more so like when we was hearing these stories of what was going down, we were hearing like Big Sandy and Virginia, we hearing it in Bloody Beaumont. We heard they getting it active out there. It's all about night play. Like I said, they did just have that big fallout with the MS-13. So, but I didn't see it, but I know a couple people that had it on. They for sure had it on.
And
for shit show.
At any time, did you think? I know you're what they would consider short, right? As far as your time there, right? Okay, so at any time, and this is still upon entry that we're speaking. Right. Did you think like, man, I'm seeing this stuff. I need to get me one. If it pop off, I need to have one.
Most definitely. You gotta keep it on you, bro. You gotta keep one tuck type shit. And then my homies would told me like, bro, in the case you can't get to yours or the case, they showed me what theirs was too. So like, I had a couple of my homeboys, they got caught up in that act too. So, they had to go spend some days in the shoot or the hole, they like to call it. So they both are the same. Got caught up and got write-ups and stuff, got commissary restrictions, hygiene only type shit. So of course you got to keep one on you, bro. You just never know.
I was just gonna ask, what's the disciplinary like for an inmate that's caught with a shank or something like that?
All right, so you get I forgot the name of the shot, but you get a shot, bro. You get a shot and then you go to the hole. So what that shot do, it's supposed to neutralize you type shit. And you can only get but so many. So I think you can get up to like three shots. If you get 3 shots, then you get shipped. Those are like discipline shots. So you might get that. You're gonna get a shot, you're gonna go to the hole, and then you're gonna go on commissary restriction. So you might go on commissary restriction. It might be 30 days. It might be 60, 90. It might even be a whole year. I know some people, they got a whole year of commissary restriction. All they can get is hygiene. Spend $25. That's it. So you gotta watch out for those things. So,
and for those guys who are getting who have those hygiene or the commissary restrictions, what are they doing to beat it? Are they just shopping with other inmates, or what is it?
They pretty much, they shopping. They going to their homeboys. They might just be like, bro, let me buy your spending limit, or let me put some money on your books, or whatever the case, so they can get their food in and shit like that. Then you got homeboys that look out for you too, though.
So there's ways around it.
Right.
Okay. Are a lot of people in the feds running store? Okay. What's one business that you thought about running while you're in there?
Man, I'm not gonna cap. I thought about if I was gonna do it, I either run a store or I get on one of the phone deals, bro. Just renting out the phone to people and stuff like that. And I'm gonna get on the jack.
For the people who are at home and don't understand, we already dove into how in prison the prices are all inflated. It's just pure inflation.
Right.
They get whatever we got on the street, and once you get it in there, the price just skyrockets. But for the viewers at home who don't understand what you mean by making money with the phones, go ahead and explain to them what you mean by that.
Man, sure. You go out there and have your people in the free world, man, send their bread. Get you a jack, bro. So a jack and get you a phone. Like it ain't gotta be no iPhone, it ain't gotta be no Samsung, cause those prices they do vary, but you just want to get you a little something, bro, a little throwaway with a case, something that you could break apart, flush down the toilet, whatever you gotta do to get that contraband out of there. So I definitely would jump on the phone, get the phone, man, get the jack, That's what we doing. We getting the jacks, man. That's how you be seeing these people in prison on IG Live, seeing them on IG Live, seeing them posting on their stories, being on TikToks, following the trends, bro. They on their jack, man, for sure.
And I mean, for some people are gonna say, well, don't they have phones in prison? Like, don't they have phones on the wall, or what you refer to as like the blue phone?
Right. Yeah.
But I think that they don't realize it costs money to use that phone every time.
Oh, okay.
And what is it? That phone, how long do you get on it until you got to go ahead and get up off of it and let somebody else get on the phone?
So some places are different. Like I got a homeboy that's in Big Sandy and stuff, so they don't get the whole 15 minutes, but usually you get a 15-minute call. Like when you first get in there, you get like a few calls free. You get a couple free calls, but now they got the thing with the pandemic going on, so where like you get 500 free minutes. Like you get them every month. You get 500 free minutes.
So the government not only giving back to the people in the free world, but they hooking it up for those in the system as well.
Yeah, you get 500 free minutes, bro, on God. And
okay.
Choose them wisely, because them 15 of them, 7 of them are already 105 minutes right there, bro. So like you got to be very wary of like how you use your minutes, bro. It's supposed to go like that.
Is phone time a big issue for inmates, for example, who are loose with their inmate number? Are inmates looking to steal some phone time in there?
Nah, they ain't looking to steal. It's more like, let me borrow from you. Like, okay, they might give you a book of stamps for them, or they might cash app you for them.
So the feds, they're a little more about business,
right?
Okay, because what I've heard about the state is in some states it's grimy. You better watch. You got to watch it with the phones, because some people steal your number and be using your phone time.
Yeah.
So I guess that's different where you were at.
Yeah, you got to be wary of that. Everybody where I was at, they was pretty much chill. Like, they'll let you buy it out, exchange it for something, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, they wasn't on no ground and shit like that, bro. They for shit show. If you needed to call somebody, they just be like, all right, man, you could use my minutes right here and I'll throw them back on mine type shit. So they was definitely working out deals for the minutes, though.
You said you joined the rec team. Tell us about that.
Man, I'm kind of mad that I didn't get a chance to really like be a part of it. I was more so on the coaching staff, bro, because when they started the basketball league, we went on lockdown. So we went on lockdown. So, bro, I couldn't really hoop. Like, this, like, we went on lockdown before Christmas. We supposed to have a winter rec league. So they stopped it because we was short on COs. A fight just broke out too. So we was out of luck. So then they ran the season back up. They ran it up for the spring, and like I was leaving in a couple of weeks. So my teammates and shit like that, they were just like, nah, bro, like that can stop your time from going home, whatever. You get an injury, that'll push you back, whatever, because they ain't gonna let you go until you fully heal up. So I was on the sideline, but I got some good memories of that story too, bro. Like,
and go ahead and tell us your best memory about the summer, or not the summer league. I'm sorry, about the rec league.
Man, I'm not gonna cap, bro. So like, I remember this was like our first game, bro. First game of the season. Like, we've been practicing, but we didn't really have our team fully together, bro. But we was practicing. So this first game.
Who's the starting five?
So our starting five, it was my homeboy Dom, 6 dudes Brown. It was Jack. Shout out to Jack Town from Jackson, Mississippi. Shout out to him. It was my homeboy Cam. Who else was in the starter? It was my homeboy Twan. He from Acres Home too. Shout out to that boy him too. Free him. And I'm trying to think who else was on our team. I want to say either Mob started. Or it was somebody else I can't think of. But anyways, bro, we like, bro, we got some people. We might do something type.
Did you start?
Nah, I was on the bench because they were just like, bro, they didn't want me hooping, bro.
So you didn't play at all?
Nah, they wouldn't let me. I was a substitute. If anything happened, then I can get in the game.
Okay.
They were just like, bro, you finna go home in a couple of days type shit. We ain't trying to get you hurt, so that's gonna stop you from going home type shit. So I was just like, I respect it, but you know, they was just like, we don't want you to catch a blow, miss a two, break an ankle or something like that. Then now you gotta wait to go home. You can go home in a couple of weeks, a couple of days.
And how, not to cut you off, I want you to definitely get into the story, but how late in your bid is this occurring? How late in your bid did you jump on the team?
I'm in probably like month number 13, 14. Like, I'm getting ready to go, because like, instead of me doing the whole 18, they didn't calculate all my good time, and they didn't calculate the 3 months. So like, I didn't already got my time, so everything. So we short time for sure now. So I did like an extra like 4 months. So we getting down to the nitty-gritty pretty much.
Okay. Go ahead and continue telling us about that.
So like, this the first game of the season, bro. So how we play, we go against different units. So I live in K2, that's crazy. I live in K2, everybody's moving K2, that's crazy. But we going against I2, bro. I ain't gonna lie, there's some cold hoopers in I2. So this the first game. So I'm like, all right, bet. Jump off, okay. They make a few baskets. We still struggling to make a few baskets and shit. We didn't make our first basket until it was like 12-0. So I'm telling Twan, my blood homie from Cali, I'm like, bro, you need to call a timeout. You the head coach. First of all, you wasn't even supposed to be the head coach, because we invited my homeboy from St. Louis. We wanted him to be the coach. He a Crip homie, so we wanted him. Like, we voted him. But anyway,